Hi, in this week's 5 session of video presentation, I had to interview my third shift unit manager, and we discussed motivation, leadership, and followership. Number one, motivation. He said, motivation. Discuss motivation in the workplace. He was telling me that it all stems from everybody's hidden agenda. Find out what moves them, talking to people, what makes people tick. In the leader's experience, how are most people motivated? He was telling me about there's two types. There's extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic was pertaining to people's paycheck. They were coming to work just for their paycheck. Intrinsic was pertaining to personal growth, the fire within themselves. Under the leadership topic, discuss leadership, mentorship, and role models. He was telling me the leader is always the role model, always mentoring from worst person to the best person, and to lead by example. Credibility. Credibility is something he was telling me more about. Credibility in regards to doing what you're supposed to be, saying what you're supposed to be doing. Don't say about it, be about it. What did he or she learn from good leaders? He was telling me that to look for signs from people. Look for the facial features. Look how they are presenting themselves, their demeanor. You can tell a lot about people about how the way they react to certain situations. Another thing he was telling me about, he learned about, was giving people a second chance. Another thing he talked about was correct the issue and start over. For instance, something happens, bad goes wrong, just start over, correct it and start over again. Has being a leader in leadership been a rewarding or difficult experience? He was telling me that it has been both rewarding and difficult at the same time. Rewarding, as pertaining to, he was telling me he was seeing people grow. That was more rewarding for him than anything. On the difficult side would be, he was telling me, understanding that people have all types of personalities and learning to cope with those and to deal with those. There's all sorts of personalities in my warehouse. There's like 300 different personalities in there. What are some of the greatest lessons learned while in upper management? The greatest lesson he told me about was how to talk to people. Why do people do what they do? Ask for feedback. Feedback is something big he told me about. Discuss characteristics of good and bad followers whom he or she has supervised. How has he or she dealt with poor followers? Bad followers, he was telling me that trying to talk to people like they have all the answers, that what's best for them, what's best for their concern. You can tell the bad followers of those, they're going to do what they want to do. Don't focus on bad followers. Focus on the good followers. That was a big thing he was telling me about. Note in particular how a follower responds to change. He was telling me to, you got to have people to make that change. A buy-in. People to back you up on that. You got to watch people's reactions, attitudes. They change a lot. So he was telling me to watch out for their reactions. That concludes presentation today. There again, my supervisor has been only in the field for about a year, I guess, or so. But he has done very well at doing what he's doing. He's starting to learn a lot from the experience he's done so far. But other than that, he's done very well. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week.